Hi, this is AMI Day 13, and we're going to talk about volume today. So I'm going to show you a little video to explain volume and what it means.
Volume is measured by how many cubic units it would take to fill a given space. The cube shaded green is a cubic unit. The amount of cubic units it takes to fill a defined space is what we call volume. The shown geometric solid is a rectangular prism. To find the volume of any rectangular prism, we simply multiply the length times the width times the height. The length and the width of the rectangular prism are always at the bottom of the shape. These two dimensions make up the base of the rectangular prism. In this case, the length is 4 and the width is 3. Multiplying the length times the width will give you the area of the prism's base. This is a two-dimensional measurement. After multiplying the length times the width and getting the area of the rectangular prism's base, by multiplying it by the rectangular prism's height, that will give us the volume. Multiplying the area of the prism's base by the height is filling up the prism or adding depth. This is what gives our rectangular prism a third dimension, or gives it volume. We can clearly see when multiplying the length times the width of the rectangular prism, we come up with 12 square units, which would be the area of the rectangular prism's base. Remember, this is only a two-dimensional measurement. To give it depth or volume, we must now multiply the area of the rectangular prism's base of 12 by whatever the height is to fill up the rectangular prism or to add depth or volume. If we multiply the area of the base, which is 12, by a height of 1, that would give us 12 cubic units, which would be how many cubes it would take to make one level of our rectangular prism. Adding 2 levels of 12, we would get a total of 24 cubic units. 3 levels of 12 would give us 36. 4 levels of 12 give us 48 cubic units. And of course, 5 levels of 12 would give us 60 cubic units. We could say that each level of the rectangular prism contains 12 cubes. There are 5 levels of 12 cubes for a total of 60.
Okay, so let's look at, that was a rectangular prism, finding the volume. Let's look at the cylinder, and the volume for a cylinder is pi r squared times h. And pi can be written as 3.14. And our radius is this part here at the circle of 9 inches. And then our height is 20. So when we put this in our formula, 3.14 times 9 squared, and then times the 20 height, we will get 5,886.8 inches cubed. All right, let's look at a cone. So our cone volume is volume equals 1/3 pi r squared times h. So our radius is 4 centimeters. Our height is 9. So if we're going to put this in a calculator, saying because you don't have a fraction calculator at home, I'm sure, we can just take our 1/3 and just divide 1 divided by 3 and get 0.3333, and then times it by our pi of 3.14, then times it by our radius of 4 times 4 to get squared, and then times it by our height, we get 150.72. So in case you don't have a calculator home, you can use your calculator on your computer or calculator on your cell phone. All right, and then the last shape we're going to talk about is sphere. And so a sphere formula is 4/3 times pi times radius to the third power. So it's to the cubed. So making sure you're taking the radius, going 13 times 13 times 13, and then we get 2,197. Times it by your pi and times it by your 4/3, and you will have the volume of a sphere. So let's look back at our problem for today. Our today's problem is we have a cylinder, and it has a diameter of 3 centimeters and a height of 8 centimeters, and it's filled with water. So we have a diameter, and a diameter is half the radius. The radius is half the diameter. So half of 3 is 1.5. That's why we have that here. And then we're timesing by 8 the height and get 56.52. So when you have all these formulas down here and you put all the information in, if it's less than 56, then it can hold it, right? It can hold the water. But if it's more than 56, then it can't hold it. So I hope this helps you with your today's lesson. Have a great day.